in the Herd is Tiffany, where we talk about travel, lifestyle, and mental health. Follow us on Instagram at Sweet Tiffies, Twitter at Sweet Tiffies, Facebook Sweet Tiffies Inspirations, and Tiffany-Travels.com. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Hey y'all, welcome back to Where in the Herd is Tiffany. On today's video, we are talking about layovers. So I know when you hear the word layover, you're like, absolutely not, I'm not doing it. I want to get straight to my destination, and when it's time to leave, I want to get straight back home. But let me tell you, let me be here to change your mind and tell you that you should definitely maximize layovers, because it's a great way to see 2 cities in one or 3 cities in one. So stay tuned to hear about my layover in Panama City, Panama. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's get straight into it. Let's talk about Copa Airlines. So Copa Airlines is a international airlines, and I usually use Copa Airlines when I'm going to like South America, okay? And so Copa Airlines has a really cool program where they actually offer layovers in Panama City. And so I was actually coming back from Cartagena, Colombia. And so I had the option to say, hey, I want to take a straight flight, or I want to choose this layover. So why not? I've never been to Panama City. So I had the option of choosing the 8-hour layover, but they actually have layovers 24 hours all the way. Can y'all believe it, y'all? All the way to 6 or 7 days. So if you say, hey, I want to spend a week in Colombia, then I want to spend a week in Panama, you can definitely do that. So check out their website. It explains it. It's a really easy process to click that you want to stay in Panama after returning for your flight, or you could do it before you go on your flight. So it's really up to you. I chose to go to Panama coming back from Colombia because it was just easier to do it that route. And so it was very easy, because the cool thing was, you know, when you're traveling, you have to worry about your luggage and different things like that. I did not have to worry about my luggage because that was not my final destination. My final destination was LAX. So it was cool because I didn't have to worry about that. Didn't have to worry where it was going. All I had to do was hop off that plane and do what I needed to do. And let me add this tidbit. This program is offered if you are going to the, Tocumen International Airport, which is the Panama airport. So you already know if you're going in that direction, then you are eligible for this program. So arriving at the airport, got off the airplane, and so I made the mistake of not realizing what their currency was. And so because I didn't know what the currency was, I went to go exchange money. I was like, oh, I need to exchange my Colombian pesos to Panamanian, whatever their money is. But come to find out, y'all, girl, sorry I said girl to the guys that are watching. But if you're a girl or a guy watching, they take US dollars. Do you know, I was actually very disappointed at that, because usually I'm used to like getting a great exchange rate from the dollars to some other type of money. So to say I was disappointed and was like, dang, I'm not getting a discount, but using the same type of money that I use back home, I was disappointed about that. But actually I think I did change some of the pesos back into dollar so that I can utilize that. I think I went to the airport and I like sat at a little lounge and probably got something to drink and like a little coffee and a little donut. And then I waited for my tour guide. And then before that, as I'm at the counter, that's why it's really nice to talk to people. So I'm at the counter and I'm talking to these 2 black ladies, which I'll insert a picture of them, but they were actually Afro-Panamanian. Panamanian is that how you say it? Correct me if I'm wrong. And I started talking to them and they were like, oh my God, I love your hair. And I was like, really? They were like, yeah. And I'm like, I love your hair too. And so one of the girls proceeded to tell me that her niece, that she wanted to start doing her hair more natural again, because she said her niece was struggling with people talking about her natural hair. And so she began to look up to her aunt who had straightened her hair, was like, oh my God, your hair is so pretty, my hair is so ugly. So I say all that to say, there's a random side note, but I say be natural, because you never know how other people are looking at you, what they feel about you. Like, oh my God, they said your hair was beautiful. I'm thinking, well, y'all are beautiful. So I say be natural. And then my other thing is just talk to people. You never know their stories. You never know what they're talking about. You never know how they can relate. So it was really nice, even though it was like a very brief moment talking to them, but it was nice talking to people that I said that although we may look a little bit different, we could definitely identify something just simple as our natural hair. Go girl. So yeah, that was a cool little interaction. So now you're probably wondering, so girl, what did you do while you were in Panama? So let's talk about some of the things that I did in my 8-over layover to Panama. So basically, I had the guy pick me up and we went to the Panama Canal. So that is number one. Make sure you go to the Panama Canal so you can see that. That is where a lot of things are being shipped. Like the Panama Canal is like huge, y'all. So there are lots of things being shipped through there and there's lots of history behind that. And please forgive me. This video, I'm doing it way after I visited Panama City, like a long time ago. So I don't remember all the history, but that means you're gonna go for me and tell me some more about the history of the stuff that I forgot, okay? So definitely gonna go see that. That is one of the highlights and it's a must see while you're in Panama. And then the second thing to go see is the Casca. Number two is the Casca Viejo. And so basically that is a place where they have like different historical statues. They have a church that you can visit. There are little shopping places that you can visit. There is just kind of places to like take pictures. Go into like the harbor area where you can take a picture of the Panama sign. So those are all some great places that you can spend your time there. And it's fun just to kind of learn about the different stuff in the city. And it's a great way to see the city. So definitely go and see there, okay? And then the third thing that I did that you have to do, you have to get some food. Make sure that you eat some food from Panama. So it was highly recommended that I go to this restaurant. So it's kind of like, it's definitely not a fancy restaurant. It is actually outdoors. And it is called Peach Fuzz. And so Peach Fuzz is in the hood, but it's okay because I'm from the hood, y'all. If I ain't ever let y'all know, I'm from South Central. So any hood, if I can stay in South Central and be comfortable, I'm comfortable in any hood. But anyway, that's just a word of caution. Like I didn't feel harmed or anything like that, but just wanted to give you a heads up with that. But anyway, it's called Peach Fuzz and it is owned by someone called Danny. He is Afro-Panamanian and I believe he lived in New York for a bit and then he came back and opened up this restaurant. So if you love seafood, y'all, you are going to love this place, okay? So I ended up getting the whole fried fish. So let me tell y'all, I would say before I started traveling, fish with the head on it is a no-no. Bones, no-no. But now that I've traveled to different places, I am super cool with the head on and I'm super cool with the fried fish, okay? So I don't know what seasons they be putting in there, but bomb, okay? And when I say this fish was huge, like either you're not gonna be able to finish it or you could definitely probably share. So yes. And then I also got these, it was like the shrimp in the tostones with like a little sauce, bomb. Like everything was good and I felt like the price was super cheap. The owner was there, got a chance to talk to him a bit and just let him tell us about his story. So it was really, really cool. And so I definitely recommend going to see Peach Fuzz. I recommended it on my Instagram not too long ago and like somebody actually went and took my recommendation and they loved it. So I'm telling y'all, it's good food if you are in the area, okay? And so after we finished our lunch or almost, I feel like it was later in the evening, so almost close to a late dinner. Oh, and also talk to the people that while you were there. It was funny because I saw Afro-Panamanian and it was funny because she was so pretty, but it was funny because I think she told somebody at the restaurant like, oh, I guess she just thought I was from there. Like she tried to say something to me and I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. But I think it's always interesting, like how we can look like a person, but there may be a language barrier. Like, that's okay. I don't know if I had my Google Translate at the time, but having a Google Translate or having somebody to translate, because even though you maybe cannot talk directly to a person, it's always fun to have that conversation either through a Google Translate or through somebody helping you translate. So overall, I would say that I had a good 8-hour layover in Panama City. And on my last trip to Colombia, I actually wanted to do the same layover. But unfortunately, if you guys remember, I caught COVID the last time, and so I was not about to stop in another city. It was just time for me to go home. So the other thing, the next time I do this route, there is a village that I want to go to in Panama on my next 8-hour, or maybe we'll take a longer layover. That is one thing I've been wanting to do and was planning to do it last time. So definitely a great time on an 8-hour trip to Panama City. The next time there's an opportunity to take a layover, please take the layover. I promise you won't be disappointed, especially if you are getting out into the city. So there's always a question of how many countries can I count? Can I count if I just went to airport? My opinion is no. If you are in the airport and you never leave the airport, you cannot count that. But because I got out to see the city, got to see the sights, I can definitely say I have been to Panama. So definitely utilize those layovers, have fun, get you a tour guide, make sure you see a little bit of the city, and make sure you get you something to eat. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know, have you ever went on a long layover? And if so, tell me what you did. All right, thanks. Peace.